The Sterling Bank lobby was elegant. All marble floors, leather chairs, and that quiet, reverent atmosphere banks cultivate to make customers feel like their money is sacred. Isaiah Mitchell walked through the glass doors at exactly 2:30 p.m., his tailored Tom Ford suit fitting him perfectly, his leather briefcase in hand. He'd done this 1,000 times. Walk into a bank. Conduct business. Walk out. Should have been simple. Isaiah approached the teller stations. 3 were open. The first had a young white woman helping an elderly couple. The second had an Asian woman processing a deposit. The third was empty. The teller, a blonde woman in her 30s named Karen Chen according to her nameplate, standing there scrolling through her phone. Isaiah walked to her station. Karen looked up. Her eyes swept over him briefly, then returned to her phone. "Excuse me," Isaiah said politely. "I need to make a withdrawal." "We're closed for teller services," Karen said without looking up. Isaiah glanced at the other 2 tellers actively helping customers. "Those stations look open. They're handling existing appointments." Karen's tone was dismissive. "If you want to open an account, you can make an appointment online." "I don't need to open an account. I have an account. I need to make a withdrawal." Karen finally looked at him fully. Her expression suggested she didn't believe him. "Account number." Isaiah pulled out his wallet, extracting a black card. Not a credit card. A private banking card. The kind that comes with 7-figure minimum balances. He placed it on the counter. Karen picked it up, studied it like it might be counterfeit, then typed something into her computer. Her eyebrows raised slightly. "This account requires manager approval for transactions." "Fine. Get your manager. He's busy. I'll wait." Karen sighed dramatically, like Isaiah was ruining her day. "What's the withdrawal amount?" $50,000. Her eyes went wide, then narrowed. "Sir, I'm going to need to see multiple forms of ID for a withdrawal that large." Isaiah pulled out his driver's license. His company ID from Mitchell Enterprises. His passport. He placed them all on the counter. Karen examined each one with the thoroughness of a TSA agent looking for explosives. "These could be fake." "They're not fake. I'll need to verify them." She picked up her phone, taking photos of each document. "Excuse me, what are you doing?" "Security protocol." Karen didn't look apologetic. "We have to be careful with potential fraud." "Potential fraud." Isaiah's voice remained calm, but something sharp entered it. "I'm a customer trying to access my own money. What about this looks like fraud? Large withdrawal. Multiple IDs that need verification. You matching a profile." She stopped. But the damage was done. "A profile," Isaiah repeated softly. "What profile would that be?" Karen's face flushed. "I didn't mean. I just meant that statistically, large cash withdrawals are often associated with criminal activity and we have to be vigilant about." "About what?" "Black men in suits trying to access their own accounts." "I never said anything about race." "You didn't have to." Isaiah leaned forward slightly. "Let me explain something to you, Ms. Chen. I've been banking with Sterling Bank for 8 years. I have $2.3 million in checking, another $4.1 million in various investment accounts, and a business line of credit worth $10 million. I am not a fraud risk. I am not a criminal. I am a customer trying to conduct basic banking business." Karen's face went from flushed to pale. I was just following protocol." "Then follow protocol and get your manager. Now." She picked up her phone, speaking in low tones. Hung up. "He'll be with you in a moment." "Thank you." Isaiah stood at the counter, aware that other customers were now watching. The elderly couple, a young businessman, a woman with 2 children, all witnessing this interaction. The manager emerged from a back office. Robert Harrison, mid-50s, gray hair, expensive but slightly rumpled suit. He approached with a practiced smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Mr. Mitchell, is it? I understand there's some confusion about a withdrawal." "No confusion. I want to withdraw $50,000 from my account. Your teller is treating me like a criminal instead of a customer." "I'm sure Ms. Chen was just being thorough. We take security very seriously here at Sterling Bank." "Security? Is that what you call it?" Isaiah pulled out his phone. "Tell me something, Mr. Harrison. Do you require manager approval for all withdrawals over a certain amount? Or just when the customer is black?" Harrison's practiced smile faltered. "Sir, that's an inflammatory accusation. It's a question. Answer it. We have protocols for large cash transactions." "That's not what I asked." Isaiah's voice was steel now. Do you require the same verification process for all customers? Or do some customers get different treatment based on how they look? Harrison glanced around, suddenly aware of the audience. Perhaps we should discuss this in my office. No, we'll discuss it right here. In front of everyone. Because I want witnesses to what's about to happen. Sir, I don't appreciate your tone. And I don't appreciate being discriminated against in a bank where I'm a high-value customer. Isaiah pulled out his phone, opening the banking app. He turned the screen toward Harrison. See that balance? That's just one account. Want to see the others? Harrison's eyes went wide as he looked at the numbers. Now, Isaiah continued, his voice dropping lower, more dangerous, are you going to process my withdrawal, or are we going to have a problem? Of course, Mr. Mitchell. Right away. Harrison turned to Karen. Process the withdrawal. Immediately. But sir, protocol says. Process it. Harrison's voice cracked slightly. Karen began typing, her hands shaking slightly. I'll need to access the vault. This will take about 15 minutes. I'll wait. She disappeared into the back. Harrison lingered awkwardly. Mr. Mitchell, I apologize if there was any confusion. There was no confusion. Isaiah's eyes were hard. Your teller profiled me. You enabled it. And this is how you treat a customer with over $16 million in assets at your bank. Harrison went pale. $16 million. Give or take. I don't track it that closely. Isaiah checked his watch. You have 15 minutes to get me my cash. And then I have some phone calls to make. Phone calls. To your corporate office. To file a formal discrimination complaint. Isaiah's smile was sharp. And possibly to my lawyers. We'll see how I feel after this is resolved. Harrison looked like he might be sick. Sir, please, let's not escalate this. I'm sure we can come to some understanding. Understanding. You want understanding. Isaiah's voice rose slightly. Not shouting, but loud enough that every person in that lobby could hear. I walked into this bank as a customer. A loyal, high-value customer. And I was treated like a criminal. Your teller took photos of my IDs like I was trying to commit fraud. She told me I matched a profile. She made me feel unwelcome in a place where I've banked for nearly a decade. Mr. Mitchell, I'm not finished. Isaiah stepped closer. Do you know what I do for a living, Mr. Harrison? No, sir. I'm the CEO of Mitchell Enterprises. We're a tech company. We build financial software, including. Isaiah paused for effect, including the banking software that Sterling Bank uses for your commercial accounts. Harrison's face went from pale to gray. That's right. Your bank uses my company's software. We have a $50 million contract with Sterling Bank. A contract that comes up for renewal in. Isaiah pretended to think, 3 months. Sir, please. I'm still not finished. Isaiah pulled out his phone again. I'm also on the board of the Greater Virginia Business Coalition. We represent over 5,000 businesses in the region. Many of them bank here. And I'm sure they'd be very interested to hear about the customer service at Sterling Bank. About how customers are treated based on the color of their skin rather than the size of their accounts. Harrison was sweating now. Mr. Mitchell, I assure you, this is not how we normally operate. This was an isolated incident. Was it? Because from where I'm standing, this seems pretty systematic. Your teller felt comfortable doing this. You backed her up initially. This suggests a culture, not an anomaly. Karen emerged from the back, carrying a cash counting device and several stacks of bills. She looked terrified, set everything down at her station and began counting. Isaiah watched her work. The silence in the lobby was oppressive. Everyone watching. Everyone knowing exactly what was happening. When Karen finished counting, she placed the cash in an envelope with shaking hands. $50,000, Mr. Mitchell. Would you like to verify the count? I trust you can count. Isaiah took the envelope, placing it in his briefcase. Then he pulled out his phone and made a call right there in the lobby. Janice. It's Isaiah. I need you to do something for me. Transfer all Mitchell Enterprises accounts out of Sterling Bank. Yes, all of them. Business checking, payroll, investment accounts, everything. He paused, listening. I don't care where. Chase. Bank of America. Somewhere that doesn't discriminate against black customers. Another pause. Yes, I'm serious. I'm standing in Sterling Bank right now, and I just had the most degrading experience of my professional life. So yes, move everything. Today. He hung up. Made another call. David. Isaiah Mitchell. I need a favor. You handle corporate litigation, right? Good. I need to file a discrimination complaint against Sterling Bank. Racial profiling, discriminatory treatment, hostile service environment. Pause. I'm at the Northbrook branch now. Can you send someone to take statements? Perfect. They'll be here in 20 minutes. Excellent. Thanks, David. Another call. Rebecca. It's Isaiah. You know that profile piece you wanted to do on minority-owned businesses facing discrimination? I've got a story for you. Sterling Bank. Northbrook branch. Yes, I'm serious. Can you get a camera crew here? 30 minutes. Perfect. Harrison looked like he was watching his career implode in real time. Mr. Mitchell, please. Let's talk about this reasonably. Surely we can. Reasonably. Isaiah pocketed his phone. You want to talk reasonably? Let me tell you what reasonable looks like. Reasonable is treating every customer with respect regardless of what they look like. Reasonable is not profiling people based on skin color. Reasonable is not making assumptions about who can and cannot afford to bank here. I completely agree. Then why didn't you do it? Isaiah's voice cut like a blade. Why did your teller feel empowered to treat me like a suspect? Why did you initially back her up instead of apologizing immediately? Why is it only now, when you realize who I am and how much money I have, that you're suddenly falling over yourself to make this right? Harrison had no answer. Isaiah turned to address the entire lobby. Let me say something to everyone here. What you just witnessed is what black people deal with every single day. In banks, in stores, in restaurants, everywhere. We're presumed to be criminals until proven otherwise. We're questioned and scrutinized and made to feel like we don't belong. Even when we have money. Even when we have status. Even when we've done everything right. He turned back to Harrison. Your branch just lost a customer worth $16 million. And in about, he checked his watch, 6 minutes, you're going to lose a corporate account worth another $50 million. And then my lawyers are going to arrive. And then the news crew is going to arrive. And by tonight, Sterling Bank is going to be famous for all the wrong reasons. Mr. Mitchell, please. Harrison was begging now. Tell me what I can do to fix this. What do you want? A formal apology. Disciplinary action. Free banking services. What do I want? Isaiah considered. I want you to understand that this isn't about money. It's about dignity. It's about being treated like a human being. It's about not having to prove my worth every time I walk into an establishment. I understand. No, you don't. But maybe you will. Isaiah pulled out a business card, placing it on the counter. That's my attorney's number. You'll be hearing from him. And you'll be hearing from Sterling Bank Corporate, I suspect, once they realize how much business they're about to lose. He turned to leave, then stopped. Turned back. One more thing, Mr. Harrison. I'm going to make a prediction. In the next few hours, you're going to get a call from your regional director. Then from corporate. They're going to tell you to do whatever it takes to keep me as a customer. They're going to authorize you to offer me premium services, waived fees, all sorts of incentives. Harrison nodded eagerly. Yes, we can definitely. Don't. Isaiah's voice was final. Because here's what you don't understand. I don't want your incentives. I don't want your apologies. I want you to treat every customer, every single customer, regardless of what they look like or how much money you think they have, with basic human respect. That's what I want. And until your bank can guarantee that, until you can prove you've changed your culture and your training and your policies, I don't want anything to do with you. He walked toward the exit. Behind him, he heard Harrison on his phone, voice panicked, probably already calling his superiors.